This is such a cool project, y'all. I just love the idea of tricking a data set with donut holes. Hello, everyone! Welcome back to episode 2 of Seasons of Serverless. I'm very, very excited. I have my festive oyster shirt on because we are celebrating all the seasonings of the Seasons of Serverless. And today I have some very special guests with me to talk about another food tradition. Let's go around the circle here and start with my coworker, Jasmine. Jasmine, hello.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going great. What are we learning about today?
Well, today we're learning about the festival Diwali, and a tasty treat that is also associated with Diwali is the Ladoo.
Ladoos. I'm getting hungry every video I make of these.
I love sweets, so I'm super excited about this challenge.
And who do we have joining us today?
So we have Soumya and Aditya, and they are going to show us how they built this challenge and tell us a little bit more about Diwali.
Amazing. All right. Tell me everything I need to know about this delicious, tasty treat and the traditions behind it. I'm so excited.
Okay, hi, I'm Soumya. So Diwali is basically the festival of victory over darkness, light over darkness, and it is celebrated across India. And one of the famous delicacy, a sweet delicacy that all Indians eat during Diwali is a laddu. We usually make it, and we usually eat it during Diwali and all around the year, basically. So this is our challenge today. So what we're trying to do is, if you're making a laddu for your festival, and if you want to compete with your family members or friends and who made the best laddu or whose visual laddu is better, well, we got the best competition to do.
What is in a laddu? Like, what are the different flavors and tastes? So I can just drool a little bit here.
A laddu, you could eat it healthy or you could eat it junk food way. So there are like 1,000 types of laddus that you can have. So usually the classic laddu is made out of basin flour, and we deep fry it, and then it's dipped in sugar syrup, and then it's made into a spherical shape, and it's called a laddu. And if you want to go a bit healthy, you have like motichur laddus, or you can literally make it with flaxseed if you want. I'm trying to go healthy for Diwali. I'm on a diet, so you could eat a flaxseed laddu, or, well, you know what? I don't care, so I'll just go with the classical laddu. I eat with a lot of sugar.
I'm making my grocery list. I'm like, pick up ingredients for laddu. Okay. So what are we determining with these images? Like, what makes the perfect laddu?
So we gathered a data set of laddus across the globe, everyone made, and we trained a machine learning model on it on Azure Cognitive Services. And the data set had different types of laddus. We collected all the different types of laddus that we have: basin laddu and flaxseed laddu, every motichur and every single one. So even if your friends make a different type of laddu other than you, so you could easily get the precision from the machine learning model.
Amazing. I love the idea of a data set just full of ladoos, because usually I feel like with machine learning, we're looking at like inventory at a store, or like, we're counting like the same item, but this is a very tasty data set, y'all. I'm very excited. And what kind of information are we trying to get from this very, very yummy data set?
Yeah, actually, I listened like you were interested in grabbing the ingredients of the ladoos, and since you are quite far away from India, so you want to be able to predict your ladoos, whether it is how good you have built that laddu. So what I have just added a serverless endpoint for you. So you can just take a picture, you can upload there, and you can predict that. That's quite
love
easy.
It. You're setting me up for complete success for my first laddu, and I'm very excited about it. I'm gonna go to the grocery store right after this. So, cognitive services and carbs, two of my favorite things. Show us how we can do this, because I need to do this project yesterday.
Basically, when we're trying to predict the laddu, we're using cognitive services computer vision API. We use the object detection API, and what we did was we took a data set of laddus first, and there are types of ladoos and even ladoos. So we took a significant amount of each ladoo from each type of ladoo, so that even if your friends make a ladoo of another type, so you could still get the precision. A factor that we didn't foresee and we added later on was ladoos actually exactly look like donut holes and sesame buns. So we added another data set of donut holes, and these donut holes were also trained along with the ladoos, and we added a data set of sesame buns, so that even if a person would get confused between a ladoo and a sesame bun, it would still give out the particular precision of it. So this is the data set that we used, and we trained it. And so this is the precision of the ML model that we trained on the given data set on the ladoo, sesame buns, and donut hole. We could quick test it here, and you could add your ladoo, whatever you did today, and it would give the precision, the probability that it's a ladoo. So this is 94% of a ladoo, so maybe you'll win against your friends that it's a ladoo. And another one is you could share this link with using the prediction API with your family and friends who are making this, so that if you just share this link, they could just use your machine learning model, and you have to create their own machine learning model for it. This was our model that we made for the machine learning model, and we did the endpoint, which Aditya will go over.
This is truly the yummiest data set. And I love that this could, have you seen that meme that's like fried chicken or golden retriever puppies or like pan chocolate or chihuahua? Like, I feel like you could solve this meme with this project, truthfully.
What I'm going to show you is what I have created is simple HTTP triggers. There are two HTTP triggers. One is for the blobs, another is for the predictions. So for blobs, say you have clicked your Ladoos picture or donuts picture, and you want to show them to us, or you want to predict the output, like whatever you have built, is it really a ladoo or donut, or has it been something else, like from the ingredients which you got? So what I am going to tell you is like how to create this. It's quite simple. You just need to use Azure CLI. You have to create the resource group. You have to create a storage, and then you just need to initiate the function. So this is a simple command, func init, and using this func init, you can initiate this repository, complete repository, where you can then after create another templates for them. So I have created two templates, two HTTP trigger templates. One is blob and another is predict. So what blobs is doing? So initially I have created the blobs for the two methods. One is for the get method and another is for the post method. So get method will return all the images which everyone has submitted and which has been stored in my storage, blob storage, and then we have post method when you want to say upload any image over here. So I will show everything on the postman here, and then after we have predictions models. So these predictions are really attached with the custom vision API. So I am just going to use the API over there, and I am using that API. I am going to fetch the details whether the ladoo or sesame what you have built is really at that extent. So let me just quickly go through and run this program. So this is a simple command, func start, to start your function, so Azure functions. So I have started my Azure functions. I will quickly grab the URL from here. Let me grab the URL. So blobs is the one. So let me copy it. So this is the URL, and I'm going to test it against the postman request. So first, initially, I am using the get method to get all the images which are already in my blob storage. So when I use the send button, so it requested for all the ladoos, and it will return me the list of all the ladoos. Since now I have just one ladoo, so I just want to add one more. So I will just use the post method, then select the image, and say I just want to upload all looks quite good. So this one would be fine. Image 12. This is the name, image 12. And earlier we had just one image, image.jpeg. Then just hit the send button and you will get the outcome as message. Got the one, and this is the URL where your image is stored. You can move through this URL and get the picture of that part. Or better would be like just move towards get method and then again check out all the Ladoos which we have in our blob storage. See, image 12 is there. Now we have this image, this Ladoo over here. So we are going to now predict this one. So I will just quickly copy this URL and I will change the endpoint to predict. Then I have just added a small parameter image URL and I will just point out this image URL to the link where this Ladoo is stored, the actual image where the Ladoo is stored in the blob storage. So now I will use the get method and send it, and it will return me the predicted value, whether it is a Ladoo or how much percent it is a Ladoo or sesame or donut or has it been something else. So it has given me the probability it is 99.97% of Ladoo and 0.03% of donut and 0.0% of sesame. So this is how it is working.
This is so awesome. I just love the accuracy, and the accuracy that we're trying to check for is Ladoo accuracy over donuts.
This is quite simple to deploy as well. I have already deployed it for you, and you can easily do it with a simple command func Azure function app publish. This serverless is so good and it is so quick and easy to use. It's just you need this single statement and it will redeploy your function. Since I have already deployed, I will show you this URL. You can also use this URL for now. I will remove this later on. So just I will use this URL. This is for this URL was for the blob. So I will just use the get method and we'll get all the results over here. Yeah, so I have got all the images of the Ladoos over here. So this is how it is going to work. And you similarly, whatever I have showed you for the local host, similarly you can add it towards the deployed URL. So this is how we are going to check it.
Okay, very important technical question for everyone. Do you think this is the first database with Ladoos in it? Because I think about these questions all the time when I build really bizarre projects. Like, I wonder if this is the only database that has just a bunch of cosplay images in it. So I'd like to congratulate you for potentially maybe having the database with the most Ladoo images in it. So bravo. It's a huge accomplishment. When you were building this project, was this your first time working with cognitive services, or what was your experience going into it?
Well, it wasn't my first time actually, but I really loved how it was so easy to train my images on cognitive services. Azure always gives the best output, and it was actually fascinating to see my images just given the data set and then advanced training it and then checking out if it's actually a Ladoo or not, predicting it. And it was actually really, really good after working with it.
And when you were testing it out, did any funny things happen? Like, did it ever think oh, this donut hole is totally a Ladoo?
That happened a lot of times. We had to change the data set a lot of times and we had to remodify it. And then sometimes it would be totally bizarre if the sesame buns, they have sesames on the buns, right? And a Ladoo, if it has at least some sesames on them, it would immediately go to a sesame bun. So we had to add a lot of Ladoos with sesames on it for, again, advanced train the model and then check if it's actually going to give out the output as it's a Ladoo and distinguish between those.
This is such a perfect project for Seasons of Serverless that we had to change the seasoning on the food in our data set to get accurate results.
This is not the new opportunity for me. Recently, I just built an serverless GraphQL API for myself to fetch the details related to me, and that was the blog was posted in the Serverless September, the initiative of Microsoft Azure.
Nice, but it wasn't as yummy, probably. This is the most delicious project you've worked on.
Yeah, really.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us today and teaching us all about Ladoos. I know I'm going to use this to make sure that my donut holes that I try to get here are not Ladoos and vice versa. Maybe might try the fried chicken or puppy test myself with your technology because this looks flawless. So thank you all so much for coming to Seasons of Serverless. I'm really excited to test out this technology myself on chicken strips and puppies and Ladoos and donut holes or just balls of cookie dough that I've been shoving in my face during quarantine. How should we sign off? What's a good way to say goodbye?
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. Happy seasonings of serverless, and may all your Ladoos be tasty and bright. Bye, y'all.